If you don't build your own dreams, someone else will hire you to build theirs. The value of time becomes evident when it is gone, so use it wisely. Rockstars, welcome to the shop. This is episode 40 of Stuck on Sawdust, and this video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. Nice shot. I'm Daniel with Bearded Viking Woodworks, and in today's video, we're going to be building a super awesome home decor stand. The height of this one is at 28 inches. The widest point at the bottom is at 18 3/4. The overall width is around 8 or 9 inches. But enough yapping about this one. Let's build our own. Meet me at the lumber rack. I built these lumber racks about 3 years ago, and they still hold up strong. This is where I store all of my stock that's over 8 foot. I used a traditional dovetail joint for the racks to hold maximum weight. Our overall length of our piece is well over my tape measure, so we don't need that much of this. Wow, I just broke my tape measure. Well, I fixed it. You're going to want to get some 1x6 or some 1x8. I would recommend 1x8 just because it makes for a wider display area. This was some leftover shiplap, so I've got this tongue on both sides, and I'm going to be ripping the tongue off both sides, which will leave me with about 6 1/4. So that is going to be the width of our stock. I'm going to show you just how simple this project is to build. It consists of 3 pieces of 1x6 or 1x8. We're going to pre-cut everything because this piece is like 14 feet long. So I want to cut one piece at 19. I want another piece to be at 15. And then I want my last piece to be at 11. So what I'll do is leave these intact and just cut it here because it'll be a lot easier to work at the miter box. And if you don't have a miter box, use a circular saw. It works just as well. Team lift. Yep, we better call Austin. I'm following your lead.
Following my lead?
I don't know how to read directions. Is that heavy?
Yeah.
Well, it's supposed to hold like 500 something pounds. Yeah, 540 pounds.
So maybe only one of you?
Yeah. I love finding a reason to have my son come and visit me in the workshop. So when FlexiSpot sent me their brand new E7 Plus standing desk, I was thrilled to call up my son and have him come and help me get this thing set up. It only took us 25 minutes to put this thing together. I chose the walnut top, which is 30 inches by 60 inches, which is going to be perfect to set up for my laser. It can lift over 400 pounds with ease. Okay, you can stop now. Whew, that was close. Take me down. With 4 presets for height, this can be used in many applications around your workshop. The E7 Plus from FlexiSpot is the perfect addition to my workshop. Now, meet me at the miter box. Now that we have our actual displays cut, meet me over at the bandsaw and we'll get these 2 tongues ripped off of each piece. Now meet me back at the table saw. Alright, so off camera, I got some supplier stock I had milled down at the joiner and planer. What I've got is some stock at 3 1/4 by 29.5 in length. And the thickness is at 1 3/4 inches. Them dang roosters. This stock is at 4 1/4 and plenty in length by 3/4 in width. So I'll go ahead and get this stock ripped down to the same width that this is. Now let's head to the bandsaw and we'll get this stock ripped in half. And we'll have our 3 pieces for the 2 sides and the back. Now we'll take the piece that we resawed and cut a 15-degree miter on the end of both pieces. Now you want to take your very bottom display and your side piece and your very top piece and just get them to where... Well, that didn't work out. Okay, let's try this again. You want to line up that 15-degree miter that you put on the bottom here to where you're flush with your bottom display. Then you'll take a straight edge and make sure that your display at the top and bottom are touching your straight edge. What you want to happen is for this side of your side to line up with the very edge of the back, keeping this flush. Then you'll take your middle piece and slide it in here. And you can either eyeball where you want your middle to be, or you can pull a measurement to get the exact center. I think I'm just going to eyeball it. So we'll get that set where we want it. We'll make sure we're still flush over here. And what we're going to do is take our pencil and we're going to mark on our displays where the side hits the display. Oops. And what we're going to do is cut our other 15-degree miter with the long point at the back. Down here, our short point is at the back, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to head to the miter box and get these cut really quick, and I'll meet you back here, and I'll show you how we're going to fasten these. So basically your angles are going to be parallel to each other. You want to grab a speed square, and those marks that we made on our displays, we're going to take and square them over at the bottom And you don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it to reference so I don't mess up. And we are going to be adding pocket holes to the bottom of each display, right where our sides are. And we're going to be pocket screwing both sides. Make sure it's set to 3/4. Let me go get my clamp. I'm gonna hold off from pocket screwing my middle right this second, just to go ahead and get my top and bottom fastened, because once I do that, I'll know that my middle will be accurately marked. So let's go ahead and get these things fastened with our pocket screws. So I'm using some 1.5" Kreg screws, and what you want to do is make sure that you're flush all the way across your side here at the top, and make sure that these 2 points here line up. And then go ahead, put a little pressure down. All right, and then grab your very bottom. Make sure you're flush at the very bottom here, and go ahead and install these screws. And it should and this should start to take shape like this. So we'll flip it over, grab our other side here, and we'll do the same steps we did for both sides. Now I'm a little concerned that I won't be able to get my screws installed, because I wasn't thinking about my spacing in here, but we're about to find out. Yep, that's going to cause a problem. That's okay. I got another solution for us. Okay, well, I thought I had a swivel for my impact that would have made that possible. However, I have misplaced it. I looked everywhere for like an hour. The only other solution I got is using glue and a brad nailer. We'll use the glue to give it the structure that the shelf's going to need, and I've got some 1.5" brad nails, so that should do just fine. We will go ahead and get our middle right where we want it, and get it installed with the pocket screws as well. Alright, I've got my pocket holes drilled. I'm just going to add in these 2 screws real quick. We'll add a dab of glue. Add a dab of glue. I've got these 1.5" brad nails. And we will easily be able to get rid of those holes with some glue and sandpaper. We'll take our backer and cut one side square, and we'll just lay it right across the back here, flush to the bottom. And we'll come up to the top and just make a mark and cut it flush to the top. We'll add a dab of glue right to the center of each display, and we're just going to pop a couple brads in it. Make sure you're lined up with the center of your display, and pop a brad in it. And these brad nail holes are so small, they're super easy. to cover up with sandpaper and some glue. Eyeball it and go ahead and work your way down from the bottom, and then go to the middle, and then once you get up top, you can stand it up if you want, and that way you can get an idea if it is level or not. See, I need to take my top over just a bit. Yep. That, my friends, is how you make a home decor display. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing sanded down and slap some finish on it, and I'll meet you back at the workbench. Rock stars, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I had a blast making this video. This thing is going to be posted on my Etsy at $120. It's made from solid cypress and sapele, and doing the research online, this thing is selling quick. I got some plugs to fill my pocket holes, so those are going to be covered up, and I'm going to put one final coat of lacquer on top of this, and this project will sell fast. Until next time, get in your shop and make some sawdust. Skull.